I don't believe you. I don't see it.
You're going to have to just take my word for it.
I see it now. Yes, we are live. We're a little bit early, so I want to let the folks get in here that were wanting to get in here. But we are back for probably going to be a mini-sode, just to cover a little subject that came up today in one of the podcasting groups.
This is like the third week in a row
and
that we've done the thing.
So I wanted to get the family together and discuss this, see if we can get to the bottom of it. And are
you going to discuss it with me or?
Yeah, you and I just want to let people have a chance to get in here that wanted to be in on the discussion. I don't even think Brooke is clueless to everything that we do here until the last second. She doesn't know what we're going to be talking about or anything.
That is facts. Point. Colin's here.
Oh, Colin is here. My man, Colin. The big dog. FYI, he knows a lot about guns, folks. Whole lot about guns. He's a Second Amendment lover like Uncle Randy, and I respect that. Mm-hmm. All right, so right now we're still a little bit low, but here I'm going to go ahead and we're going to talk about what we're here tonight to discuss. I got into a pretty heated discussion today in one of the podcasting groups that we're in, and it was a show.
I didn't see any of this, by the way.
A cool show. The guys are very cool. They posted up, can men and women be friends? Platonic friends. Straight up.
That's a loaded question.
Straight up friends, platonic. Mm-hmm. So I went in and... I
have questions.
Okay, cool.
Like friends with you and your husband, or just... I'm only friends with this guy, but you're not friends with him.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. That's what I kind of want to dive into. Is
that the kind of friends you're talking about?
Yeah.
This is riveting, sir.
Okay, hang on. I was just kind of checking some notes here, letting people get in. Let me go back. All right, so yes, the question is... We'll start with, can men and women be platonic friends? We've discussed this before on some old podcasts on our own opinions, but I went a little deeper. I dug into the science, folks. Uncle Randy's not about bringing you conjecture. Am I using that word right? I think so.
I'm going to say yes.
Is that the correct use of the word conjecture?
Is that like injecting your opinion
I don't know. It just sounds good.
It sounds good.
I'm not interested
it sounds good.
in conjecture.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested in facts. Mm-hmm. Follow the science here. So I pulled up a couple of studies, so we're going to get deep into it. Folks, chime in the comments if you think men and women can be platonic friends. Say yes or no. I want to hear what you folks have to say, and we will. Are you going to put the comments up as they come in?
Sure. Cool. I mean, not all of them. If it's like last time.
No, if they're solid points. So,
but yes.
All right, so first I'm just going to start by asking that question to you, see what you think. You tell me your first thoughts about men and women being able to be platonic friends and load in all of your, stipulations.
Okay, so the first thing, I mean, men and women can be friends, yes, but there's a lot of... different factors. So like if one or both of you is in a committed relationship, then your partner and their partner all need to be involved in the friendship. There shouldn't be like I'm friends with this person and they're mine and not, because then that's a whole like separation of anything when you're married or in a long-term committed relationship is not a good idea, I don't think. But if you want to have an open and honest relationship. So there's that. If neither one of you are in a relationship, I still think it's possible. But usually that's only the case if like y'all grew up together and y'all were like, elementary school, middle school, high school, whatever together, and you're adults, neither one of y'all is in a relationship. y'all can still be friends. I think there's still room for like one of y'all to catch some feelings when you get to be adults, because then there's like things like going out and having adult beverages usually, and being lonely.
Well, here's where that's dangerous. I'm going to chime in right there. Where the old, oh, they've been my friend forever is dangerous. Because there's history. History is always strong. Like, no matter what. I'm just speaking in general. Like you said, it can get dangerous in certain situations. That's why I think that can get more dangerous. But I just want to go ahead and give my answer. My answer is a resounding fuck no. Men can't be friends with women platonically in almost all cases. There are some cases that are rare unicorns, but my answer is fuck no. Here's why. I label, and we have a lot of friends, couples who their wives I think are very fantastic. Those are associates of Uncle Randy. I can't call them friends because when you start calling someone a friend to me, that you attach a feeling there that is more than an inanimate object. And thus men might fuck the inanimate object. That's guys. I'm talking about from guys' perspective. Women, there's a 2% chance I think they can do it. I really do think some women can be platonic friends with men. I don't think any man can do it very, very rarely.
It is a one-sided thing. So I saw Justin's name popped up. Colin had a good point by saying he would never be friends with a woman who made his wife feel uncomfortable or insecure. And that's absolutely right. I mean, if that ever comes up, if
that's a fair point. Very good point.
I mean, that's where you got to draw the line. If you're friends with somebody, whether it's somebody that's like a childhood friend or whatever, and they make your wife feel uncomfortable, it's got to be addressed, or you just don't talk to that person anymore. You got to pick one or the other, or, try to make your wife and her be friends or something, to see that she's not a threat if she's really not a threat, No.
And you have to nip that in the bud as the other person in the relationship.
Absolutely.
If the wife, we'll just put it in our perspective. If you come to me and say, hey, that friend of yours that's a girl that you've been friends with since you were kids, that relationship bothers me. I'm just going to say it. It just bothers me. If you don't address that, then you're digging your own grave.
Yeah, absolutely.
To Colin's point, I think that's what he was saying.
And if that person's really your true friend that would want you to be happy, they would want your wife to be comfortable.
Agreed. They would root for your marriage like Colin said.
Yes.
Colin needs to be on the show already. He's a therapist. I like where his head's at. Here, we're going to do our shots real quick to Colin. Got the best comment so far. To our good buddy Colin.
Yes.
Nice job, sir. This is Goldschlager. I can see the flakes in mine. I'm going to puke.
I have one gold flake in mine, I think.
I'm rich, bitch.
You ripped me off.
Oh, man. Oh, so good.
Oh, that's such a big shot.
Woo. Okay. All right, so now let's talk a little bit of science.
Oh, God.
First one. This is a study I cited from Psychology Today. Can men and women be just friends? In most cases, the answer is no. When both people see friendship as a step to mutually satisfying love, sex, and or commitment, at other times, men and women cannot be just friends because only one friend desires something more, usually the male. Those mismatched desires between men and women lead to unequal friend zone situations. It's exactly right. It's what I've always said. Somebody wants to fuck. I want to just put that in layman's terms. What they're saying is you can't do it because somebody wants to fuck. That doesn't mean they will, but they want to. And that little wedge is enough. You got to listen to Uncle Randy. You got to take a knee right now. This is from life experience. That little wedge can start everything.
I'm not sweating, Dustin.
I'm sweating from that Goldschlager already. Jeez Louise. All right, so.
Stephanie said she has lots of guy friends, but none of them want to get with this.
No.
Of course they do, Stephanie. They just haven't said anything.
She'll kick the shit out of them. All right, so friendship between men and women is not impossible. However, you have to find someone with friendship goals matching your own, and that is extremely rare. Communicating clearly and leaving when there is not a match is key. Who's going to do that? If you got this history with a person since you were kids in middle school, and now you've reunited, you've rekindled. I just don't think it's. I mean, people are going to call me a misogynist, maybe, but I give it a big fuck no. Is anybody with me? I say no. Men and women can't be friends. They can be associates, son. That's associates.
All. Yeah, and when you were talking about we have a lot of couple friends, and I almost see our friends that are couples, the husband is more like your friend, the wife is more like my friend, and then I'm also friends with the husband, but just as a unit with the
that's
wife
an associate. That's a perfect example of an associate.
Yeah,
which is no problem. All of my buddies, I am an associate with their wife. They are my associate. I think they're great, but I can't call them friends. Because to me, that requires a level of intimacy that crosses. That's just to me. I'm a guy. I know. Men want to get their fuck ski on and spread and spill their seed. It's the truth. You got to do your part to make sure that beast is tamed if you want to be in a committed, happy relationship. That's just me.
Yeah. So listen to what Justin said. Dude has no intentions beyond being a platonic friend, but then the chick makes a move just as the guy is in a sexual slump with his old lady. So what that is the universe giving you a challenge, I think, of whether you really are serious about your relationship or not.
Oh, sure. I mean, you can easily use your, if you've got these friends that are of the opposite sex, that's a perfect out when you want one from a marriage. It'll present itself the opportunity.
I don't know what a sexual slump is with, what is that? I don't know what that is.
I guess if they're not getting it on.
I know, baby. Baby.
No, we don't. Agreed. We don't know what that is. Which that's going to be one of the signs. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. Now, here, I want to go into this study now that we've got some people in here. This study was conducted at Harvard. All right.
I still feel that shot right here.
It is about, can heterosexual men and women ever be just friends?
It was a Harvard study?
Yes. Few questions have provoked debates as intense. Family dinners as awkward, literature as lurid, or movies as memorable. Still, the question remains unanswered. So here's what they did. They took 88 pairs of undergraduate opposite-sex friends into a science lab.
And
privacy was paramount. They split them up. In order to ensure honest responses, the researchers not only followed protocol regarding anonymity and confidentiality, but also required both friends to agree verbally and in front of each other to refrain from discussing the study even after they had left the testing facility. These friendship pairs were then separated, and each member of each pair was asked a series of questions related to his or her romantic feelings or lack thereof toward the friend with whom they were taking the study. Make sense? Everybody on the same page?
Sure.
Rascals. These are undergrads, too. Don't worry. We'll get to older people soon.
9 months later, there was X amount of babies.
Yeah. Cade's got a good point. Excellent point there, sir. Your spouse should be a part of all of your friendships, especially when it's a friend of the opposite sex.
Yep.
I agreed. That makes you associates.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And Bonnie has a good point, too, because she said a friend who respects your relationship wouldn't do that, slump or not. Boom.
Bonnie is bringing the big dick right there. All right. So, the study I just mentioned. The results suggest large gender differences in how men and women experience opposite-sex friendships. Men were much more attracted to their female friends than vice versa.
Yeah.
Men were also more likely than women to think that their opposite-sex friends were also attracted to them.
Stupid guys.
A clearly misguided belief. In fact, men's estimates of how attractive they were to their female friends had virtually nothing to do with how these women actually felt, and almost everything to do with how the men themselves felt toward their partner. Exactly. In the study, their friend.
Men are simple,
Males assumed
creatures.
That any romantic attraction they experienced was mutual and were blind to the actual level of romantic interest felt by their female friends. That's the truth. If you're a guy, I hate to say it, we're dumb animals, son.
Yeah.
We're here to spill our seed in every hole possible genetically. So if you're not doing your part and understanding that, you're living blind and you're making a recipe for disaster, sons. This is Uncle Randy trying to help you.
But I love that, like, all the guys thought that the girls were way more attracted to them than they really were. They're like, yeah, she digs me, bro.
Oh, yeah. No, they absolutely do. And that's the truth. All men, we're all like, oh, shit. All right. She has to like me. There's no way. I mean, it's so narcissistic, but we're narcissists. That's the truth.
Yes.
I'm not trying to get in an argument about the psychology here.
No, men typically are more narcissistic like that. It's just funny. There's plenty of narcissistic women. Don't get me wrong. But
all right. So females generally not attracted to their male friends. They assume that this lack of attraction was mutual. As a result, men consistently overestimated the level of attraction felt by their female friends, and women consistently underestimated the level of attraction felt by their friends. Now, listen, because this is from Harvard, I'm putting it all in. It really does make sense, though, because you hear all the, women are like, I had no idea. Mm-hmm. And, we're like, bullshit. According to this, that could actually be the case.
I think it'd be hard to find a woman that has not had that experience with a guy friend in their life at least once.
Yeah. Now, I do have a good buddy, and I got to put this, I'm going to keep him anonymous, but in his profession, it can require some kind of connections between men and women. You can just say photographers, a videographer, somebody does film. Does that touch a bell with you? Do they get a pass? Because you can feel it if they don't connect, right? Like in the pictures and shit.
What do you mean?
You think that's real? For like if you got a male photographer shooting like a semi-nude woman. They have to connect, right?
I thought you were talking about like photographing people together.
No, because I'm saying men can absolutely not fuck or not want to fuck. However, I'm giving the instance of where there's a few
I think that you
examples. A professional photographer could go in, shoot a lady with her butt pulled apart and her boobs hanging out and not want to bang her.
What kind of photographer are you, first of all?
Well, it depends on what they're shooting. They could be shooting a very artsy piece and they're not nude.
Okay. But that's what I was going to say, is that if you're a professional...
Yes. You can separate that.
You can separate it, and you recognize it as this is your work, and looking at it from that angle, not like, I want to hit that ass, but like, this is the best way it looks in the light or something. And especially if you're not trying, but if you're trying to get with it, then by all means.
Sure.
But,
no, I'm just saying
I don't know what the whole situation is.
There are some people that can keep it professionally in their pants.
Yes.
To me as a man, that is a super dangerous. You got to be very committed.
Dustin said like an OBGYN. They're looking at vag all day.
Oh my God. That's a perfect example.
All day.
They're over it.
They are so over it.
They are sick of that. All right. So check this out though. And according to this study, Dustin, check this out, sir. Both men and women were equally attracted to romantically involved opposite-sex friends. Yeah. So it makes no difference whether they're with somebody or not. Both men and women were willing to be attracted to people whether they were with somebody or not.
So there wasn't any weight on like the one that was harder to get because he was with somebody and more attractive.
Not according to that. Both men and women were equally attracted.
I thought that was like science. Like men sometimes will wear a wedding ring to a bar that aren't married.
Well, we get to that in a little bit as they get older.
Okay.
It changes as we get older. Remember, this is undergrads. We've all been there, sons. All right, now women were the more sensitive to their male friends' relationship status and uninterested in pursuing those who were already involved with someone else that they knew about. Mm-hmm. These results suggest that men, relative to women, have a particularly hard time being just friends. Said it from the jump. Hell, I know I should have went to Harvard, sons. I've told you.
Is that what this study is really telling you?
It's right here.
Mm-hmm.
We can, I'll put the link, or you will, in the show notes.
I don't have it. Sure.
People can go to it, check it out, judge for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is not just a bit of confirmation for stereotypes about sex-hungry males and naive females. It's direct proof that two people can experience the exact same relationship in radically different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Men seem to see myriad opportunities for romance in their supposedly platonic opposite-sex friendships. Boom. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Someone always wants to fuck, sons, even if it's this much. This much. Someone still wants to, and it's going to be the dude usually. And that's just being honest.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there, when somebody's like, oh, she's just a friend, honey. Boom. That would throw up like, see, that much could be a little bit wants to fuck.
You're just always assuming, too, that they're in a relationship. That's where you got to, take into account.
Sure.
There's plenty of people out there that aren't in a relationship, but are trying to have just friendships and with the opposite sex, and a lot of times failing because somebody gets friend zoned and
yes.
and somebody ends up getting their feelings hurt because they think the other person, aka the guy, thinks that she's into him too, and then it ends up ruining the friendship.
Well, that's exactly what does it. Is the guy decides to make the move, and then the girl's like, "What the fuck, bro? I had no idea. I really thought we were buddies." The dude's like, "You've been giving me all the signs."
By just being
doing
nice,
nothing.
right?
By just being guys just assume that you're down.
They assume because you're
to drop the underpants,
talking to them,
because you're alive and you're near them, that you are down.
You're not being held against your will to hang out with
your
them.
Bathing suit parts together. That is how we roll.
I know.
I hate to be the one unveiling the big secret, but
you're not, babe.
Dudes want to get their dicks on big time, on and in.
Let me. Breaking news, babe. Everybody that has a vagina knows this already.
So bad.
Yeah.
Ooh, great question, sir. How about old flames that resurface on social media? That's a tough one, sir. That has to be handled delicately, honestly. That's where you gotta communicate and hide and run for the hills and block them immediately.
Whatever. You're friends with all kind of your ex-girlfriends.
I'm friends with tons of the girls I went out with for 2 weeks in middle school.
We just had one of your ex-girlfriends from middle school send us your old football
from high
jersey.
Sent me my old middle school jersey. Yes.
I can't keep up. You had too many fucking girlfriends in middle school and high school, and then you stayed with the one all the way.
Yes, and let me tell you, everybody that went to my high school, if any of them are in here, will tell you, every one of us dated every one of us, and then somebody ended up marrying.
Wait, so that one that. Okay, I thought you dated Jill pretty much all high school.
No, from my junior year. It went from my junior year through.
Okay, so
late my junior year.
You had plenty of time then up until.
I had a million girlfriends for 2 weeks. Every one of them was love too, son.
Okay, enough.
Every one.
Enough. You wanted me to tell you how many of my boyfriends we're friends with on Facebook?
I don't know.
None.
A couple. You got Harley. Cool dude.
Yeah.
Didn't y'all go to a dance?
He was my boyfriend in high school, my senior year. We went to prom together.
Then you just contradicted yourself. Boom. You said, we're not friends anymore. Boom. There's one right there. We've all got past luck. Now, you don't want to get down to the ones that were sexual deviants, Dustin. Those are the ones you want to keep under wraps, sir. If you got some freak out there that you did butt stuff with, don't put that out there, sir. I'm just saying. Just trying to help you out. Keep the butt stuff away. All right, so now here's the last point I want to make on this study. Discrepancies increased as men aged. Males on the younger end of the spectrum were 4 times more likely than the females to report romantic attraction as a benefit of opposite-sex friendships. So, young people, men are 4 times more likely to be wrong about the dynamic.
No shit.
Whereas those on the older end of the spectrum were 10 times more likely to do the same. So as we get older, we think we're better looking and we're more attractive. That's why it's dangerous. These middle-aged guys that are fucking around and having women friends, dangerous, sons. It's dangerous.
Yeah, look.
Just trying to help you.
Bonnie has a good point. Everybody has a past. Needs to stay the fuck there in the past. And they can be my friend if they want to see a million pictures and posts of my husband and kid. Hell to the yeah. I mean, that's all they see. Any of our, because we have
all of our exes are fine on our thing.
For sure.
We don't have any problems with that.
And they're all married and or whatever too.
No, and I know that you never had any sexual activity prior to being with Uncle Randy. I know that.
Because I don't have any children as proof.
You've never broken wind. You've never used the number 2. And you had never been deflowered.
Okay.
We know that.
I only know that you have because there's a child that's proof.
That was an immaculate conception. Ask anyone.
Yes. Well, we all know you've never had anything like this.
No. That's exactly right, sons. And that's why I'm saying it's dangerous, sons. I'm just trying to be there for you. All right. So I also wanted to jump into these signs that your spouse could be cheating. What's crap?
Oh, shit. Here it is.
What's crap about that?
Is this a Harvard study, too?
No, this is...
Is this BuzzFeed?
No, this is, I think, psychology. Yep, Psychology Today also.
Okay. All right.
Now, here's the thing. Every one of these, Google it, sons. It'll say, how to know if your husband's cheating.
All of it.
All of them.
Because the women are always the ones wanting to know. The men, I think, want to keep it, like, even if they suspect it, they don't.
They'd rather deny it.
They would rather not know and, like, just hope it goes away and everything gets better. But women are like, I need to know. Everything.
Probably
And then they start going crazy and like looking through his phone. Yep.
Basically,
Justin said hiding the phone. That's number one.
What we've basically learned is that men are idiots. So far in all this. In these studies and what you just said, we're the simpler
You don't
creatures.
overthink things is how I like to put it.
All right. So I do want to see. So everybody's guess.
Women overthink
what's
everything.
the number one sign that your spouse is cheating?
What
so
Dustin
far,
said.
we've got holding the phone. I'm just going to wait and let people chime in and see if anybody has a different one before I unveil. Too easy. No, it's not number one. I'm going to be honest.
Working late.
Multiple calculator applications on the phone. Why?
Colin, why do you know this?
What is that?
There might be one. There's one that's like a. What am I trying to say?
Is it a front of another app or
Yeah.
something? It's like putting somebody's phone number with a different name?
Yeah. I can't. The name for it has escaped me. But yeah, it's like one of them is actually your calculator, and then the other ones are really just like a facade. Like it's really like some kind of weird like WhatsApp.
Dude, Colin.
Naughty texting thing.
Colin is a private investigator.
He knows because he's looking at Madison's
me.
phone. What the fuck? How many calculators you got, girl?
However, that's still not number one.
Picture vault. Okay, nothing. Working late isn't even.
Nope.
Separate bank accounts.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Number one, because nobody's going to get it. The first sign that your spouse could be cheating is actually
withholding sex.
Improved appearance.
Oh,
if your significant other suddenly starts exercising, eating healthier, that could be a sign that they're trying to appear more attractive to someone, possibly you, but possibly an affair. If Mr. Sweatpants are just fine at a party starts wearing slacks with matching socks and a fashionable shirt, or Miss I Can't Help It If I Smell Like Our Son's Poopy Diaper suddenly smells like Chanel No. 5, that may indicate an affair. Ditto for a new haircut and new underwear, son. So that's not true for you. I buy you new underwear.
You buy me my underwear. So
especially if your significant other looks the same around you, but significantly better for work or other social events. Ooh.
That's it. Yeah. That's why when I was pregnant and as my like body was like getting fatter and your abs were getting more cut, I was like, what's happening?
You're damn right, son. I was a machine.
I was immediately going to like, he's cheating on me. Just because I was hormonal and crazy.
Colin, that's why I always wear Crocs, son. Have a dad bod and not give a shit what my haircut looks like. Well done, sir. It's true.
You're safe,
that's why
Madison.
Mike
You're
still
safe.
wears cargo shorts. Mike is a fucking genius. You're right. Yep. So we all agree that does make sense. I'm going to just say that. It makes total sense. I'm just wanting us to see if these make sense to us.
So if it's a change, because like I feel like you always like. There's a time and a place. I'm
a jeans and t-shirt guy, or shorts and t-shirts.
Yeah,
guy.
I wear some leggings and a t-shirt every single day. But like, if we have some shit going on, I'll maybe put some real pants on. Maybe.
I prefer the tights look, and if I could wear those tights all the time, if it was acceptable for dudes, I'd be busting leggings every day. It's true.
I know. That's why I wear them every day. They're more comfortable. The only thing that I don't like about wearing leggings every day is there's no pockets.
There's no pockets.
That's the biggest downfall. I have like one pair of leggings that has pockets, but
they would show my enormous print too, my beer can, which would be bad for others. I don't want to make people feel bad. It's true.
My leggings just show my enormous ass, but it's more comfortable.
But that's fine.
In leggings.
All right,
go ahead. What's number two?
Secretive phone or computer use.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it was number two.
People weren't far off. Cheaters tend to use their phones and computers more frequently than before and to guard them as if their lives depend on it. If your partner's phone and laptop never required a password before and now they do, that's not a good sign. If your partner suddenly starts deleting text and history on a daily basis, that's not a good sign. If your partner never relinquishes possession of their phone, even taking it into the bathroom when they shower, that's not a good sign. If you ask to review your partner's phone and they say no, that's a problem. Honestly, what could possibly be there other than information about your surprise birthday that they wouldn't want to keep secret?
I mean, that hits home because both of us had a little bit of trust issues when we started dating.
Oh, sure.
And we both kind of had to overcome that. Because right when we started dating, you were like real weird about.
I'm 100%. I've been upfront about that always. I would fight to the death over my phone. You are the first woman. It's probably because my behavior has 100% been on the up and up that you could have my phone all day long. I wouldn't give two shits. People may not believe. I would trade you phones now, and you know it.
Well, you always tell me to go look in your phone for whatever. And same.
I don't care.
And I do the same. I mean, and neither one of us
no, but it's a real thing.
It is.
So when somebody is superly aggressive about their phone, that is a sign for concern. I'm totally fine with that being number two.
Yeah.
So, boom.
So, is it like...
Brooke needs leggings with pockets for Christmas. Yes, she does.
Yes, Bonnie.
All right. So number three, this is interesting though. Periods where your significant other is unreachable. Ew. If your partner's cheating on you, they're less likely to answer your calls, respond to your texts. You may hear legitimate sounding excuses like they were in a meeting, driving, in a dead zone, didn't know where you were, trying to get in touch. If your partner's unreachable while working later on a business trip, they're fucking somebody.
Yeah, it was a...
Hey, I got to agree with all that. I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah, I don't see any problem with that. Now, I would have signed up for any and all business trips in my previous marriage. I was the first one in the room to be like, I'll go. I do everything in my power to never, ever, ever travel now. I mean, since I've been with Randall, it's like such night and day. So that...
And that's not people travel.
No, some people's jobs just require it.
On it.
Absolutely.
And that's totally normal.
My job, though, it's not ever really been a huge requirement. It was more of like, hey, this would be nice if you could.
Sure.
And it honestly, like for a lot of times, it probably was more of a requirement, but I would figure my way out at like maybe twice a year.
Sure. You know for a fact, and we're both agree 100%. I would travel anytime before. Now, you have heard me bullshit my way out of I'm the only person in my company that's I have never went to an out-of-town trip. That is unheard of.
You haven't. Look, Cade said, I can't say that's all fair. And then Colin's like, hang on. Because they both travel all the time. And that's
what I said. There's people that is totally legit.
Y'all's jobs, it's just what you do.
It is what you signed up for.
But if all of a sudden your spouse has the same job.
Yes. No job title change, but all of a sudden they travel 90% of the time.
Yeah, all of a sudden they're going out of town a lot. I think that would be at least a reason to have a conversation.
Yes.
And possibly put Life 360 on their phone when they're not looking.
Yeah. Hey, here's the thing. This is what's crazy about our lives. I don't ever want to know. We've got the Nest things. We've got a camera that records down in our kitchen I don't even know about or how it works. You got the doorbells. We got the little gadgets in our cars. That one that you had in your old car that could read what's going on in your car. I have the Hum.
It's in my new car, too.
And, I mean, I don't know or care. Like, I have no idea. I am so okay and transparent. And that's why I love our marriage.
Yeah.
Is because that's where people want to get to.
Well, as soon as Gunnar gets a phone, we're all getting on Live 360.
I don't give two shits. I go to the same 4 places. My life is a circle from here to Town Lake, back to racetrack, up the Bluffs home, back to Publix, back home.
And I don't go anywhere.
Yeah, you don't.
My car
you
now.
Never drive.
I don't go. Yeah, I could go a fucking week without driving, except for to the bus stop, which is like 0.25 miles from our house. Yeah, Kate said, "Don't worry, Abby has my location the entire time." I know she was tracking her mom too when she was. So Abby's got everybody on lockdown.
Oh,
with
dude,
the location.
Let me tell you, we learned this from another friend who has that 360 on their kids' phones, and their kids also have it on their parents' phone, where that can work in reverse.
Oh, yeah.
Where the kid's like, hold up, where you been, Mom?
We thought you were going here, and we saw you going here.
Boom.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
You know what? It also comes in handy if you happen to just go missing.
Or guess what? If you're not doing any damn thing and they're suspecting you are, and you're like, bitch, look at my shit.
Right. But also, if all of a sudden nobody can find you because somebody's murdered you.
Oh, yeah. Definitely will help if you get murdered.
You've got it on your phone can help.
Dustin has it. He knows right here, too. Every pimp has a burner phone. A prepaid burner phone. Fellas, go into a downtown gas station anywhere you want. Any downtown. Get a prepaid burner phone. That should be a necessity for every pimp.
That should be like a sub-bullet of whatever number that was, is like if you find a burner phone, in their car.
Is 100% proof that they're either dealing drugs.
Yep.
Oh, this is nailed on, Robert. There's a great question. You got or comment. In 42 years, I've been seen countless women. Never in my life have I seen or met one that is worth half or more of my shit. Well done, sir. Well played. It's going to be at least half, too, son, if not more. People think it's just half. That's some old bullshit.
At least half. What Randall said, he came here with...
I came here with a few clothes.
Clothes on your back and just that fine ass.
And that's all. And it's fine. Everything worked out great.
Yeah.
All right, so number 4.
And now you can never leave again.
If they start withholding sex, or...
That's what I said at the top.
Or all of a sudden want to have 10 times more sex.
Really?
Because they're trying to then cover it up.
Really? See, I've never heard of that. I've heard of all of a sudden, like... Because usually... This is how it usually happens. I'm going to say 9 times out of 10. The man wants more sex than the woman is wanting to give, usually because there's some other shit that he's doing that's pissing her off. It's like both ways. So then he's like, well, she's not giving me any, so he's going to go find it somewhere else.
Sure.
And
teach her a lesson.
But then all of a sudden he's not even approaching the wife anymore for it. So that's the sign.
You're right.
That he's cheating.
And finishing up right here, another possible sign of cheating is that the sex you and your partner are having feels less emotionally connected.
For sure.
That's real, folks. I don't want to get all mushy here because we all know, hell, Uncle Randy's a damn champion, son. I'm dead inside. All I do is lift heavy weights, son.
Dead inside.
But, yes, if the sex you start having feels meaningless, that's concerning, I would think. It's never going to happen here, though, sons. Helen, we check it out every day. All right.
We're checking it out.
Ooh, another possible sign is that your partner's introducing new techniques and activities into your sex life. As much as you might enjoy that, it's possible they are learning new tricks for outside of your relationship.
Yes. Oof.
Ooh, yes.
Ouchie.
All of a sudden, they're trying to do reverse cowboy dumbbell drop. With an inverted downward dog.
Or like bringing toys or something and you're like, we've been together.
Cocks.
Yeah, like where did this come from? Unless there was like a mutual discussion beforehand. Yeah, no, that's a big sign.
Oh, yeah. You know.
How many are there on this list?
We got 5 more.
Wow, pegging. Colin.
Yeah.
If all of a sudden they're wanting to try pegging.
All of a sudden he comes home and he's like, honey, strap one on. Put it in my rear end.
That's a sign that he's cheating on you.
I mean,
possibly with a man.
Yes. All right. Your partner is suddenly hostile toward you and your relationship. Cheaters tend to rationalize their behavior, which is what you're saying, in their own minds.
Yeah.
One way they do this is to push the blame onto you.
Uh-huh.
They tell themselves that you don't look the way you did when they married you, or you're not adventurous enough in the bedroom, son, or you don't appreciate all the wonderful things they do for you.
Ouch.
So they deserve to have a little fun elsewhere. Often their internal justifications for cheating leak out, and they behave judgmentally toward you and your relationship. Suddenly seems like nothing you do is right, and that nothing that you used to not do or things that used to not bother your partner suddenly do. That's a strong indication of cheating.
Yeah. That was a long one. Jesus.
That's deep too, sons.
Yeah. Well, they're always going to try and make it your fault.
Well, that's flipping the script. That's
yeah.
101.
They're like, I'm only doing this because you won't like love me like I want to be loved or whatever.
No. God, some of these comments are too fucking funny. All right, so yeah, agreed. So if a guy or a woman, if they start flipping the script on you in any way, when people start that's a typical person that's trying to control everything. That's just 101. I mean, I've seen that I think anyone has. It's somebody that is overly controlling, psychopathic, sociopath, narcissistic.
Yeah.
They will immediately
They're trying to
flip the script.
gaslight
And there's
you
people that
and-
are better than others at that. That can really
We
flip
know a
anything
few.
on
We
you.
know a few.
Yes. All right, number 6, an altered schedule. This is where being a creature of habit like Uncle Randy is for the win.
Oh, yeah.
All right, when your significant other who never once worked late suddenly needs to work late, and that starts to happen more and more frequently, they may be lying.
That's the same thing as like the traveling thing. It's like if they had the same job, but now all of a sudden, I mean, and it's, my job gets weird sometimes where like shit gets thrown at me, but like usually there's a heads up.
Sure.
That I'm like, hey, some shit's happening that I'm going to be working a lot more. But if everything's supposed to be the same and all of a sudden, they're working late all the time, same thing as the traveling. I think that's suspect as fuck.
Yeah. A cheating partner might also suddenly be forgetful about picking up the kids' birthdays and other important events.
Oh, fuck that. The kids have not,
I think that's the last sign. When you start forgetting to pick up your kids,
you're fired. That's fucking
that's
bye.
Now, here's a great one, folks, and I want to get to the nasty part of this. This is very true. All right. Friends start being uncomfortable around you. With infidelity, you, the betrayed partner, are nearly always the last person to find out. The cheater's friends often know about the infidelity from the start, and your own friends are likely to find out long before you do or see it before you do. This knowledge typically causes these individuals to feel uncomfortable around you. The cheater's friends might try to avoid you or be overly nice to you. Your own friends may try to avoid conversations about your relationship, and they might overcompensate by being extra nice.
Yeah, because they don't want to be the fucking ones to say something, and then, and
it puts your friends
in a bad spot.
Yes, and again, Uncle Randy's done it all, seen it all. It definitely puts your friends in a bad situation if they have to lie for you. That's what happens though with cheating: is you involve a friend. They have to lie for you unnecessarily. And, it takes life experience to realize how fucked up that is. But it does happen.
Muddy's here.
Fake news. Muddy tits. Those of you that don't know Dr. Muddington.
Dr. Muddington.
He's a legend. Legend.
He's a married AF legend.
He is. He has been a supporter.
How do you break it
jump.
to a friend that they're being cheated on? I don't know. I've never... I do not know. That would be terrible.
No, it's tough. And I don't know. I mean, I'm interested in putting that back on the listeners. What
have you ever had to do that?
I don't know how you would do that. My response is shit. That's not my business.
Too. Well,
but that's a tough spot to be in.
But it depends on the friendship. So if it's somebody that's like your brother or your sister, somebody that you're that close with, I feel like you would feel obligated. If you knew.
Well, yeah, but look, I'll put it in this perspective. Dude talk. When you put a male friend in that position, everybody know, I'm not going to sugarcoat shit for you. The bros before hoes thing is real. Guys grow up with that line. I know, but let me
For
finish
us
here.
too.
I know, but I can only speak for the guys. So from the guys' perspective, the dudes are usually going to ride it out. And that puts them in a bad, just as you grow older, you realize that's fucked up to put them in that spot to have to do that. So like to Cade's point, you get some friends that won't let you cheat. But, there's only so much your friends can do. You're going to make that decision. And it just puts them in a bad spot, especially when you involve them and share them with them.
Right.
That's why I always go back to remember an Amy Lyle's answer. When we asked her that question, she's an author from here, Atlanta. She's awesome. She said, look, if somebody cheated on me, don't put that shit on me and tell me later. Like, I don't want to deal with that bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that. Why are you going to ruin my life? So, I always think back to that. It's tough. I just would prefer to stay out of people's private life.
For sure. Because
unless someone's being hurt
physically or children are in danger or something, like that's a whole different thing.
But I can smell it a mile away, though. You can see it. It's obvious to people.
And a lot of times you don't know if that person really knows. They just don't want to admit it yet,
Sure.
Like, and but it just don't bring your friends in if they're good friends with your fucking significant other.
Patrick, Motherway, but you say she's just a friend.
Yes.
But you say she's just a friend. Oh, baby.
Robert Owen said, no Harvard study will ever have this info. But number one, if you have visited or lived in the cabin.
Yes. That was...
So all you dirty motherfuckers that lived in that nasty ass house.
That is so true. The house, for
That's
those
it.
that don't know, the cabin
Just
is
get
the
out.
house I lived in college. In Florence, Alabama. That house would impregnate every woman that walked in. It was filthy. We had wild ferrets, cigarette butts.
There is no such thing as fucking wild ferrets in Florence, Alabama.
And we had a fry daddy that for 2 years never had the oil changed in it. And we ate chicken tenders every night for 2 years. And we had a dog named Little Nasty that lived on Doritos until it got run over.
Oh, Stacy said one of the worst parts of being cheated on is knowing your friends knew and never told you.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what a tough spot. But, some people are going to take it weird. Like, what about the friend, if you go and you tell the person, hey, you're being fucked around on, and then they turn around and punch you and, kill the messenger. They're going to be mad at you for a minute. And I know eventually they'll get over it, time and all that.
If it's true, then they would appreciate you telling them. I think eventually, but it could for real end that friendship.
Patrick Motherway, does cheating start with penetration?
Muddy, shut up.
No, it starts way before that. Hey, and the older that I get, the truth of the matter is how much more I buy into like the emotional cheating. Like that gets realer that shit is so real.
It's more real
and
the
that's
more.
That's why I say that can't be friends. You can be associates. There's too many opportunities for fuckery, sons. Trying to help you.
It all comes back. Yeah, because when you're actually in a relationship that you are so emotionally invested,
holy shit,
that everything in your world hinges on it, it matters if the person you're with is emotionally connected to somebody else. That's not cool.
That's hilarious about Colin's house.
The fantasy
our
factory
house also had spray painted walls.
Shut the fuck
and
up.
The homeowner hated us. Yes, and we used black spray paint.
You're assholes.
Yeah, we were
terrible, terrible assholes.
All right, here we go. Here's number...
Texting is cheating. Yes, Madison. You better not text no other bitches.
Oh, hell no. Dude, I'm telling you, that's all about the open shit. I beg you. Like, I give you my... Like, I'll go places and be like, here, look, I just want you to see. But what's funny about it is they'll then stop looking. It's almost weird. Like the minute that it's all based on behavior. Mm-hmm. If you're acting fish, that's when somebody will want to look.
Right. If you're being more guarded with it, that's when your significant other is going to want to look more. I don't want to look in Randall's phone. I have no desire.
To Madison's point, also, when a woman is pregnant, you don't want any, because that's who knows what that's like. I can't even imagine. So you better not give any vibes.
Don't give one. You didn't do anything. I was just a hormonal mess and thought that any day now you were going to leave me.
And I've told you 100 times, I don't even think you were that. I don't remember
was all
you being
up here.
Anyway.
It was all in my own nightmare of a head.
You're right, Muddy, Uncle Randy does text you, Phil.
Well, that's not cheating.
No.
That's fine. Y'all
That's
do
fine.
whatever.
All right, so here's the last two is unexplained expenses. There are odd charges on your partner's credit cards. Suddenly less money in your bank account, retirement accounts, yada, yada, yada. The cost of cheating adds up quickly. That's just obvious. But it's also obvious to me if you don't share your bank accounts. What's going on?
That's a big thing. Well, look, we've talked to Madison and Colin about that, like about the spouses Venmoing each other.
Oh, dude. Producer Dave is spot on. Once you get a female friend, be prepared to donate half your shit.
Yeah, that's what Rob was saying.
Yes. Yes.
That's what Robert was saying. Yep. Spot on.
Patrick, I honestly think you'd have sex with me.
All right,
I don't
Muddy.
know, Muddy. That half finger you got, up until you lost that finger, you were a handsome man. Muddy's a very handsome man, very silver fox-like as he's gotten older. He's filled out nicely. He was a scrawny bastard in high school. Then he cut that finger off, added some girth.
Mm-hmm. Added some girth to the rest of his body.
Yeah, he's aged well.
He has. Muddy's not a bad looking fella. And he's got, I don't know how many kids he's got now in Chicago. He's
Thousands everywhere.
He's got a litter of children.
He went out and all of a sudden Muddy has 10 kids. I don't know what happened.
Disappeared.
In 3 years.
He pops up once a year.
All right, so the emotional intimacy has faded. This is the last one. After a few years, no relationship is as intense as it was the first few months. That said, we do tend to bond to and securely attach over time. Learning to trust one another with our secrets, our desires, and other important aspects of our life. That process is known as building emotional something that's cut off. Does not seem to want to be with you, emotionally vulnerable and intimate. That's a strong indication that their focus has shifted, most likely to an affair partner.
Yeah, that's the emotion.
I think that's saying like if someone that's normally very emotional and vulnerable
and trying to
pussy-like, son, and they all of a sudden aren't pussy-like. That's room for concern.
It goes both ways, though. It could be like if your husband is always trying to like connect with you, and then all of a sudden not, and then same with like if the wife is always trying.
A pussy, son.
I'm sorry. What?
Kidding. Don't kill me. Don't take half of my shit. Damn producer Dave nailing it.
Yeah,
Robert coming through in the paint. Mm-hmm. All right, so yes, those are all the signs and truths, son.
I believe it. Those are it. Those are it.
I think it's all.
I think
it's all pretty true. Now, that does suck, because man, if you travel, you are fucked. Because that is just, even if you're the nicest, most caring spouse, it puts a target on your back. Mm-hmm. Which is why our buddies Colin and Kay are so good about it. As being so transparent.
Yeah.
You better be when you travel, sons.
Look.
Or ladies.
Look at what Colin just said. Massive lie men tell themselves the relationship doesn't always burn white hot. Yeah, motherfucker, when the bonfire starts to cool, you put another log on it and stir the coals. It's for damn true. I personally think our relationship now is more white hot than whatever 12 years ago.
Yeah. No, it's a
After the Gunner and Griffin being here all the time. I mean, it's a constant something you have to tend to for sure. It's not just going to happen on its own. You have to.
We're both huge advocates of you better always make time for the sexy time, sons. the time alone at all times. That's imperative. To me, that's out of all the signs. When some shit happens, when you build out enough of a pattern sexually, whenever there's a huge dip in that, there's some issues going on, sons.
Yeah. Nothing is hotter than Bama Jam, Muddy.
That's true.
That is the goddamn truth.
Bama Jam was a music festival for the ages. People, historians will look back on it one day as the true Woodstock.
Well, and we had some legendary times there.
Jeez Louise.
I don't remember all of them.
No. Bama Jam, they don't make those. And now with the new normal, will never
Okay, well,
have
even
those
before the
again.
new normal, Bama Jam was gone
Oh, I know,
years ago
the
because
promoter embezzled money and
Yes.
got into some shit with Patrick in Chicago.
well, he was like doing some shady shit with some politicians and like it was nothing was on the up and up for that. But damn, we had a good time and Muddy stole a bunch of booze from the bar. It was good times.
He is
man.
still wanted in
Good
Enterprise, Alabama.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
I've never seen anything like it. I remember walking in there with Muddy vaguely, drunkenly into this tent, which was like a bar at the festival. And my buddy, not thinking twice and taking every bottle of booze that they had and just walking away so nonchalantly. That's why no one saw it.
But wasn't it because we had the VIP like from my work?
I don't know. We definitely took advantage of the VIP in ways that were not good.
No. Oh man,
No,
but that
here's also the thing
so
that
long ago.
I think it's great, like the traveling and stuff. That's a young man's game.
Oof. Yeah.
You know, our friends that do it are young. They're getting it out of the way. These guys are all going to be high professionals.
You guys are all going to get that out of your like. You're going to promote out of that having to do that as much. I think.
And eventually, as your wives drop the kids. It'll become
the
less
millions
possible.
of kids
the more
that y'all
kids,
are gonna.
the much more less possible your
Abby's
traveling
like,
will become.
fuck y'all.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was fun. I just wanted to have a discussion about that. So, in summation, what we can wrap up. Uncle Randy doesn't think men and women can be friends. They can be associates. Somebody wants to fuck. It's not proved by science. Somebody always wants to fuck.
I thought Harvard proved it.
Yes, they did. And Uncle Randy, I've said that way before Harvard.
Right.
It's always the case.
Abby agrees.
Yeah. Keep it associate-like, son. Remember,
Associates.
people are associates. They're not friends, son.
Unless you want to fuck them and you're both single and you both want to fuck, then
hey,
do it.
Whatever you want to do.
Get
I
it
could
on.
give two
I don't
shits. Or if your relationship is some open thing, I mean, hey, that's your business. Uncle Randy doesn't care. Hell, I love everybody. Do whatever you want,
Yeah.
sons.
Move to
You want to play
Bridgeville.
with each other's
Have an
buttholes?
open-
I like it. That's fine.
All right.
That was for Muddy. He loves ass play. He knows that. Oh, for sure. That's true. And see, that's why it's smart when you're younger and you travel for your jobs because, you can build up that definitely get you paid more. Mm-hmm. That's the smart time. You don't want to start traveling all of a sudden when you're 40 and have 3 kids and you never traveled before. Not going to be good.
Unless it's like you don't have a choice because you have to make. But
set your standard when you're young.
Yes.
Work your way up your company. If you got to travel, you travel when you're young. Boom. It's a smart move.
For sure, try to do it when you're youngsters like Colin and Cade. Because
young men with so much vigor. Patrick, so much. All right, y'all. Well, we will see y'all again on the flip side when we find something funny and fun to talk about. But you are all rascals. And remember, suck your neighbor's dicks.
And your own.
Yes. Fuck yourselves. See you later.
Bye.
All right, you still recording here?
Yeah, I just ended.
Are we off?
Yeah, I ended the broadcast.
All right, so that was fun. I think we got to the bottom of that men are filthy animals. Basically, science proves it. We're the worst.
I don't think I've ever disagreed with that.
No, I didn't know it was so violently of a discrepancy, though. I just assumed everyone was rascals.
No. Everybody is rascals, but not proportionally.
No, it's clearly not proportional.
Disproportionately towards men, for sure. The women rascals are more outliers.
Man, men are dumb, though.
Women are more emotional and wanting to be, and that's why they can be friends because they think you're really being a friend and being there for them.
And then, not.
But then it breaks.
There's an agenda.
No, and then it breaks your heart, and you can't be friends with them anymore when you find out that all they've been trying to do is fuck you because it's happened to every single woman. It's happened.
Oh yeah, I bet.
It's the fucking worst because you're like, seriously, dude, I really just thought you were my friend.
Yeah. And what's even funnier to me though is that men think that the women find them as attractive as they find the women attractive.
No, they're
that is so funny.
That's not surprising in the least. 0% am I surprised at that. It's like, they're like, she's so into me. No,
if I'm into her, then she's definitely into me.
No, she just truly thinks you're her friend and that you're being a caring human and being her friend, like, but I mean, it's not always men and women too, by the way.
No, it can talk, but this is just the majority. We're not trying, the study even said heterosexual men and women. So that's all the study looked at. Yeah. There can be all kind of blurred lines nowadays. Totally. In all aspects. There's still shenanigans. I don't trust one or the other says they're gay. That doesn't mean they're not going to still want to fuck, son. Gay people love to fuck too. But are the chances smaller? Maybe.
No, but it's been the case too, where like a woman who's heterosexual might be close friends with a woman that's a lesbian, and then it's kind of the same situation where like you think she's just being a good friend. And then all of a sudden it's like she tries to make a move and it's like, no, I thought we were just friends and you knew I was straight, but
Yeah, you rarely hear about a dude being friends though with a lesbian, and all of a sudden the lesbian wants the dude and he's like, what?
No, that only happens in like stupid rom-coms. That's never in real life.
Real life. Dudes, we're just...
it would maybe be the other... I don't know. No, it wouldn't be.
Yeah,
it wouldn't even be the other way around.
We are just...
it would be the other way around, that like the girl because plenty of girls are best friends with gay guys and just hoping that one day that guy is going to realize, you know what?
Sure.
I don't want to date other guys. I want to date you.
Yeah. And then they'll end up getting cheated on by the gay guy with one of their lovers.
It just never happens. And then they get their heart broken because they're like, no, I really... And then you just can't be friends with them again. And,
All right. Well, I'm ready to roll. We've been at it for now an hour. And
cool, let's go.
I'm
tired. It's been a long day.
I'm capped off at an hour. Yeah. So we've been 3 weeks in a row with content, though. So we're back, hoes. And we might take another hiatus soon.
It's coming.
So
don't get used to this.
Just be prepared to go with the ebbs and the flows.
Don't get used to this regularity.
Hell no.
We can't be consistent. What the fuck would that do? That would just ruin our whole reputation of being not consistent.
Yes. All right. Well, we will see y'all later.
Bye.